Welcome to the National Manufacturing Debate 2012 at Cranfield University, and welcome to Tim Routsis, CEO of Cosworth.
Hello.
Thank you very much for your presentation this morning, Transforming Factors in 2012. One of the issues being raised today at Cranfield Manufacturing Debate is the role of SMEs in building a supply chain for growth. And you've talked today a little about the diversification into different markets that Cosworth has undertaken to make its position more robust. I wonder if you could talk about some of the problems to market entry, perhaps, that you discovered along the way, and more generally, how difficult it is for an SME to diversify.
Well, let's take that in turn. For an SME to diversify is actually quite difficult. It's easy to say, it's very difficult to implement, because almost by definition, you're taking people out of their comfort zone, and you're asking them to do things that they haven't done before. To achieve that successfully, you have to have strong leadership which understands where it's going, and that is the fundamental building block that is the whole success story after that has to be predicated on. Beyond that, SMEs have to expect a great degree of indifference when they go into the marketplace to diversify. People will look at them and say, what right have you got to play in my space? And if the message is one of promising things that they may do, or things which are either off target or are already well done, there will be no traction. So an SME that wants to diversify actually has to look at how they're going to bring something very new to the adjacent markets in order to be given a hearing at all.
We've heard today in presentations from the Technology Strategy Board. Cranfield University is hosting this debate, and the EPSRC are here today as well. What are the roles of bodies like the Technology Strategy Board and academia in helping a company, particularly SMEs, to manage that diversification and innovation?
I think they have a remarkably strong supporting role to play, but the SMEs have to recognise that the success or failure of their venture rests on their own shoulders. I think people like the TSB and the funding bodies can produce fantastic support and guidance, which is absolutely invaluable. But it can only be really leveraged against a very clear plan from the SME about what it is they want to do and where they want to go.
You touched in your presentation on the competition, the global competition that's out there for the UK, and the role that technology and high-value manufacturing will play in the UK's future. Some would argue that as long as the UK keeps its innovative R&D and research capabilities, that it doesn't matter so much where a product is manufactured. What are your thoughts on that?
I think you're absolutely right that the core has to be the innovative R&D. When you then move on to where you make it, my view is that we need to be supplying a strong domestic market as a springboard to make sure that we can support a vibrant export market. I am unconvinced that a business model of design it in the UK, manufacture it abroad for an overseas market has longevity in it. I think you can start doing that, but inevitably the centre of gravity will move overseas inexorably, whereas I think the anchoring effect of a strong domestic demand cannot be overestimated.
The CBI recently raised in a report on how to boost UK exports that the UK SMEs at a tier 2 and 3 level, rather than just tier 1, boosting exports at those levels is critical for growth for the future. Would you agree?
Yes, I think so. Inevitably, the large OEMs, the tier 1s, have a direction. They have inertia about the way they're going. They inevitably cannot veer and haul the way a more nimble SME can. As a result of that, I think the SMEs are better placed to spot opportunities for exports and to leverage them. But again, I come back to my point. They, by the definition of an SME, they are working with a constrained set of resources, and therefore they have to be very focused about how they apply those.
You finished your presentation today by talking about the fundamental importance of the skills supply chain to the whole enhancing the supply chain for growth agenda. Cosworth itself is an active player in the Bloodhound projects and runs apprenticeship programs and graduate programs as well. Do you feel that the many initiatives that are out there at the moment, like Bloodhound, and the huge increase in number of apprenticeships over the last 3 years, are making a difference to the outlook of the skills supply chain for manufacturing?
Yes, I think they are. Unfortunately, it's an initiative which, while vital, is only going to start paying back in the next 5 to 10 years. We've got to deal with today's and tomorrow's problem. We have to deal with the resources we've got available. But there is no doubt at all that we're putting in some fantastic foundations for the future.
Mm. Will it come soon enough?
I think we'll be okay, but only because there are enough companies that have realised what has to be done at the moment.
Looking forward to this afternoon's debate, are there any particular issues that you would like to see raised and discussed?
No, I'm actually very interested to see what the floor has got to ask.
Are there any takeaways that you would hope to action when you go back to your company from
yes,
these presentations?
What I'm hoping to be able to take away is an understanding of a vibrant supply chain that really recognises the nature of the challenge ahead and wants to step up to it. Because whilst OEMs rely on companies like Cosworth to supply a certain amount to them, we rely on we rely on the supply chain to us as well. And we want innovative suppliers, and I'm hoping that I'm going to take away a good, strong sense that that is available.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank
Tim.
you.